It brings a tear into my eyes when I begin to realize I cried so much since you've been gone. I guess I drowned in my own tears. Hello, hello. Here we are. Welcome back to our first trimester, our second trimester, where we always make sure our phones are turned off. No, welcome to our our third trimester, where we make sure the phone's always turned off. Here we go. There, it's gone now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Do not disturb. Do not disturb. On. Yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, I'm just really glad to be back here. And, well, we had this whole year, this whole trimester that we finished this year, earlier this year. And now we're moving into a thing where we're going to start bringing things together, like collecting the ideas. That's the whole way we've been doing it here. And if you just got here, well, let me tell you what we're going to do today. So our song for today is "Drowning My Own Tears," and it was written by Henry Glover. Is it Henry? Gabriel? Yeah. Henry Glover, in collaboration with Ray Charles, and then Ray recorded it in 1956. And it's got some signature Ray Charles things, because we've been talking about our harmonic scale and all that stuff. And so just a reminder, I'm going to tell you exactly what we're going to do today. And also I want to tell you what's here available for you in this lesson. And also, this is not like those lessons where you go, yeah, and you're going to get this, and press here to see how much it's going to cost you. So we have a band, and the guys in our band are we have Brazilian, we have classes in Portuguese, and we have them in English. And so our band is called Banda Terráquea, which basically means, band of the people that live on the planet Earth. So anyway, that's Portuguese. So we created a nonprofit. And what we do is we give free lessons. And in Brazil, we have some of the most sought after, and what I sincerely think, and it's just pretty much empirical. We have, like, for our percussionist, is one of the most recorded percussionists in Bahia, which is pretty much the home of Afro-Brazilian percussion. And so I just got out off the road, and I got a little cold, so I may have to, but I'm feeling great. It's just great to be here. I'm feeling great. So anyway, my voice is just like mad at me. So anyway, we have this nonprofit. These lessons are free, and so today, what's in there? So on the channel, you can register for the free classes and just put your name and your email. Everything's on our private server, so there's, it's our own thing, so we don't allow. Hey, Gabe, could you give me some of my water? You're just going to have to bear with me. I'm not dying. I'm fine. You guys are musicians. You know what it's like. You go and you sing, you do everything, no matter what you feel like. You just got to do it. And so the fun of this class is going to get me through this for sure. And anyway, so what you will find is you sign up. It's free. Your name, your best email, so that you can get the link for your to get into our server, and so, which is basically a Dropbox, and we use SoundCloud, but it's all like it's our thing, so we are very vigilant about any kind of viruses. So your goal, and so we're going to work with a chart today, and let me get into this so we can get right into it. A chart today. There's a playback. There's a link in there that takes you right to where Ray Charles is singing this song. What else? There's a diagram about the caged chords, which we use and we talk about, and we might refer to that today. And tabs, playback, caged chords. Oh, the words. And there's one other thing. Oh, and the link to rate chart. So there's five. Yeah, I knew there was 5 things in there. Okay, so basically, let's put up the chart and let's dive right into this thing. Okay, so here it is, and so what we're going to be doing. This is going to probably be. This is part 1, and we'll just see how far it takes us. But there's a lot in here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to break down the basics. First line, it's a blues. It's in D flat, which is kind of like I've been telling you all this time. Like, man, we don't need to. We just go by the numbers. So this D flat, it's kind of based off of. There we are. There I am. The D flat. It's just based off of a caged pattern. Okay, so Gabe, can you take me over to the caged chords? All right, so basically, this C is really a versatile thing because there's a lot. This is the first form, so it's you can move it around, and the note on the 5th string, that's the root. Okay. Once again, you guys signed up. You show up here and you say root or whatever, caged. But you know what caged chords are, so you can move this around. So you know that since that's C on the 5th string, 3rd fret, so you can move that around. And then basically, if you just kind of cross the street, right, same fret, not the 4th string with the 3rd string, you have a flat 7th, and that baby is really movable. Okay, so we can move that up to this D flat. Now we're in the key of the song, but you got this little triangle here now, right here. Can you go tie it on me, Gabe? So you got this little triangle right here. Okay. And that's like and so that's, these 3 notes, that's giving you the 7th, but you can lay this down here, and then you got the 9th. And that is your basic 9th chord, and that's in with all the James Brown, like. So 1, 2, 3. Come on, sister. Papa's in the sink. It ain't too hip now. Okay, and then when you go up to this E, and then you add that, and then you got the Jimi Hendrix chord. And then you got your Foxy Lady. Okay, so that's our chord, but here we are. So we have that, and let's go back to the chart. The music, but Gabriel, please. So anyway, we got this D flat, and so we can use, and also, I use the D, about the A cage, about that. Here it is. And if you just do it like that, that's an A7th. So we all know about that. Any questions, just hit me up. But I prefer that, so I bring that up to this A cage to this D flat position, and I prefer having a 7th in it, because what you hear. It's really important to know what this is, like 5, 1, 3, because down here it's minor, double flat it, and you got the flat 7th. Flat 7th, 5, flat 3rd. Okay, anyway, so we got our D. So basically, this whole first line, the first 2 measures are kind of like the D thing. You're just in a D blues, so it's like you could skip all these chords and go, it brings a tear into my eyes. Then I just go to the G flat 7. When I began to realize, I don't even have to hit that last chord on the first line is a G diminished. We'll talk about that. Okay? But then it goes to a 1, second line, to a 3, and that's doing a Ray Charles thing. We're going to talk about that too. But 3. So anyway, it could be just a B minor through the whole second measure in the second line. But anyway, let's get to the first line. So it starts off. By the way, there's a thing called it's a pickup bar, and which I didn't write in here. But you just hit the A7 flat, A flat 7, sharp 5. It's been, so the drummer counts you in. Or actually, he's probably listening to a metronome, so you'd have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's been. Oh, what's the words? It brings. Okay, so you hear the metronome. It's like 1, 2, 1. It's brings a tea. Toys. 3. Okay, so then now in the next measure, if you want to get away from just staying on a D, you just go move. You just kind of like hit a D, and you're going to hit that D we talked about. I like this D. You can do what's written there, but you can do a simpler thing. Just go D like this, and then you play the A 7th like it's written. So you go ba ba. Then you do the D that I told you about, the A-cage shape, and then you get that D flat 9th, and you just get the top 4 strings of it. So it's like. Any questions about that one? Hit me up. I'm here. Okay, I'm here every Tuesday. It's live, but basically that's it. So it's just kind of you're going. So it's D, brings a T, dois, A, into my 1, 2, 3. So are you you could be a D. Okay, so dun, dun. The one that's based off the C, we talked about. A, but you don't hit you hit, just like it's got in there, you hit the E flat. And then, so it's kind of like. So you kind of get a kind of a movement. And what that's reflecting really is kind of what Ray does. He just kind of goes. Dun, 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 he kind of plays like kind of a piano thing like that. When I begin, and he goes. So you just got your G. It's like G. You don't have to do that, but he just does that. And then check this out. So I'm here. Look at this chord. You're barring, but look at the bar as you have your bar going across this on the 2nd fret. Look at what's on the top 3 strings. Your 1st string, 2nd string, and 3rd string. You got a little triangle there. You got a triangle. Check it out. Well, I make sure the triangle's not out of tune. Okay, so you're there. Okay, so you got this little triangle here. And so that's what's happening in the whole chord. You got this triangle on top. But what happens, so this is a cool thing about the difference, because I want to show you what a diminished chord is and how it's so related. So the the diminished chord is always completely related to the seventh chord right one step below. Because what's going to happen? All I do is move the low note up. I keep the triangle there. So here's the triangle. Here's it is with the. Whoops. Ah. Okay, I'll do it again. It gives it that. It just takes it back to the D flat. When I begin, third measure in the first line. When I begin to realize. Okay, so, and then let's talk about the diminished. Another thing about the diminished, you'll see them in a lot of places, and you can move them all over the place because they are completely modular. It's like a diminished chord's got 4 notes in it, diminished seventh, and each note is a minor third apart. So check this out. Whoop. Uh-huh. There's an arpeggio that I don't usually do. Anyway, okay, we're going to run up the string, just see it. But so you go minor third up, and so you can take the chord and you can scoot it all up in minor thirds. It's the same chord. So when I begin to realize I cried so much. Okay, now that's a little overdone, but I give a song and I go. What do I do here? Oh no, I know how to go. So I guess I should practice this better, but so I just go. Because you always notice a minor third. Sometimes now we just go by ear, and when you try to do it thinking about it, you don't do it. Anyway, so that's how a diminished chord works. It's just all minor thirds all jump together. So we have that, and now we're going to get into another really fun thing, okay? And the fun thing is that on the second line of the song, there's this house. They call it a house. Well, it's a return. It's a man. What do they call it in English? English is my main language, by the way. It's a first return. I guess they call it. It's your first return, your second return. So you have a first return. Okay, so it's there it takes up the whole first line. What you do, and so those little vertical balls at the end of the second line, dots, that sends you back to where you see the next one. That's right under the A on the first line. So you go, I'd cried so much. It's going to go, since I cried so much. Since you. Okay, this is the third the 3 chord in the D flat world, the D flat the scale, but Ray and Henry decided to make it put a major third in there. It's supposed to be a minor third if you go up to theoretically, and then we're going to do a little quick review for everyone, okay? In the harmonic scale, you have the harmonized scale. What you have is 8 notes, and so there's a way that we construct this, and we talked about this, but I'm just going to give you the review of what they all work out to be. So the first note, the fourth note, and the fifth note have a chord, and that chord has a major third always, okay? Then 2, 3, and 6 always have minor chords. There's a seventh is in there. It's also got a minor chord, but I shouldn't say we don't use it that much because it's used, but it's not like super common. But basically, 2, 3, and 6 are major thirds. Well, check it out. So he all of a sudden they took the major third of that F. It's supposed to be minor third, okay? So it'd be an A flat. So they made it an A. And so listen to what it sounds. I cried so much since you've been gone. Okay, so what if listen how weird it would sound if he made it well, I won't say the correct way, but if we kept with the traditional theory, he'd go, I cried so much. Doesn't that sound weird? Cried so much when you... So the minor thing, it just doesn't sound cool. And then also, blues is another thing that's kind of takes us out of the whole theory. But we're not going to get into that too much, but I do want to mention... because we're going to talk about this, and this is part 1. We'll probably have part 2 and part 3 and part 4. But so what we have is we have a blues in its nature. So we talked about that 1, 4, and 5 are always major chords. Well, let's really nail this down. In total theory, the first chord, the 1 chord, is a major 7th, so it's got the real 7th note. The 4th chord has got a real true 7th, but if you follow through the scale and you stack them all up, you wind up with the 5 chord being a flat 7th. So if someone was soloing against this song, or maybe at least over the D flat, sometimes people use a Mixolydian scale. So they would see D as the 5 chord, and so they go to the 1, which would be a G flat, and then you just go up the scale. G flat, wow, you're going to make me work now. G flat, A flat, B flat, half step up, C. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. G flat, A flat, B flat, C, that's 4. Oh yeah, and 5, D. 5 is D. So if you play a G flat scale, you will wind up with when you're on the G. Oh wait, no, if you play the G flat scale, but you start on the D, you'll have the flat 7th of the D flat, which is an E flat in there. Okay, so basically, because if you keep going, D. Okay, so G flat, A flat, B flat. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it's G flat, A flat, B flat, B. That's 4. And then 4. Wait, 1, 2. Yeah, 3 and 4 is a half step. I'm on 4, I go up to 5. And so now I'm in D flat. But that's 5. Okay, I'm good. But then when I go up to the 6 is E flat. And I go F to G flat. So 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have a E flat, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in G flat, the flat 7th is is E. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about the Mixolydian scale right now, but basically, what Ray does is he makes us an F, so an F with it's a major, and it's also he does the same thing in Georgia. Okay, so Georgia, it's in G. He goes 1. B is the third note. B, A, 1, 2, 3. B. 3 chords supposed to be minor, but listen how it sounds. This is what he changed it to major. Georgia, Georgia. It's got a major third. Listen how bad it sounds if it's a minor third. Georgia, Georgia. Ugh. So that's kind of cool, and he keeps going. So what's happening in this part? He's back on a D. So it's a real common thing in blues to go, and then he's going to go to, so he's going to this B flat. So what is B flat? B flat right here, he's going ahead and making this a, let's see, I'm just looking at this. In the B section, okay, he goes, yeah. So he goes up to the B flat. So he's in the key of D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So okay, yeah, B flat. So B flat's a 2. So it's interesting because here he leaves it a minor. So it's a 2. So the 2 stays a minor. So he goes 1. The F is the 3 chord. He makes it kind of a major third. Then he goes to the 2 chord. Okay, so it's B minor. He's kind of getting a little more, in the traditional thing, because he kind of walks up. So he goes 1, da, da, da. So you see I'm on the second line on the first ending. Or you could you could skip all that, just like I did on the other one, where you can go D. Now what he does with this E flat, okay, drowning. E is what in the D scale? It's a second note, and it's supposed to be. Remember what I said? 2, 3, and 6 are minors. He kept the B flat as a minor. Let's count them up to the B flat. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a B flat, and he made it minor. But 1, 1, 2, E flat. He made that major. So he goes. So we'll start this at the second line. Let's see. Much F. Since you've been gone up the B flat, walking up. So we're still pretty much on. This is a B flat. I guess now it's E flat with the 2. He's making a major, and I'm using that James Brown chord, or I could use this other one. This other drowning in my own tears. And then we go up to the top. I sit and cry. So I went on those vertical balls. I went up to the top under the A. Cry just like a child. And I'm going to go up again. You don't have to, but you can. So you do this D, A, like it's written. And then you play this D. So for the last thing today, I just want to bring up that what we did. I think I'm going to sneeze. And I sneeze really loud, so be careful. I'm blessed. Okay, so we can, in the second line, we can just stay on the D, or you can do this. This night. Can you go and tie it on me, Gabe? So I want you to take a look at this. We got the D flat I showed you, just like this C, and then you put the 7th on there. So it's, and then we're going to play the A flat 7th, just like it's written. Okay, I'm in the second line. So it's like 1, 2. Then I'm going to do D flat caged seventh from the A cage shape, like the A sevenths down here. And then I'm going to play our James Brown chord. Remember this one? Like this. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that takes us up through part 1. So what I want you to do, can you put me back into my wide? So what I want you guys to do is go through this, sign up so you get all the material, and then we're just going to be, just go from point 1 to point 2. Or is it point 2 to point 1? Or you just go this way or that way. Or anyway, so you just so this is what we're going to do. We're just going to go through, look at these chords, listen to the playback, try playing along with it, and then you sign up so that you can follow along with everything I explained today, and we'll get into part 2 next week. And what the final outcome is, we're going to learn how to play this, we're going to analyze this, and then we're going to listen to his voice and get some clues on how to do some solos inspired by the way he's doing his pentatonic vocal lines. They're really nice. It brings a tear, brings a tear. I think it brings a tear into my eye. So anyway, we're going to work with that. But so that's what we got to look forward to, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. And after you sign up, also you can, that's a path to leave questions, and also there's you can leave questions on the channel, and we'll just see you next week, okay? And for you that want to get a present, go to the Banda Tehakia, that's the name of our band, Banda Tehakia on Instagram channel, and which you can even find through this channel. And just DM us with a message present. And no, you're not going to click on something and have to pay something. We have an exclusive album for you guys that's not for sale. We have plenty of stuff on Spotify, streaming and all that, but this is only available as a present. So you write the word album, and you'll get to get your free download of an exclusive album that's not for sale anywhere. So